Hello everyone, my name is Roya, and today I'm reviewing The Absinthe Underground by Jamie Pacton. This was sent to me by Colored Pages Book Tours as part of an Instagram book tour. The book is about two girls living in basically a fantasy version of kind of olden day France, but it's not quite. It's more European fusion, kind of like if you've seen Moulin Rouge, how it's supposed to be France, but you get more of a general European vibe than necessarily a French vibe from it. That's a little bit what this is like, what the setting of this is like. And so our two main characters, Esme and Sybil, they live together. They are dirt poor. Esme has been an orphan since she was like 11, and Sybil actually used to be a fancy rich girl, and she's also half fae, and she has concealed both of those things from her best friend. And both girls are also secretly in love with each other, and they have just not said anything to each other. One day they go to an absinthe bar, and long story short, an actual green fairy asks them to go into the realm of the fae and steal Queen Mab's crown jewels. So one thing that I really enjoyed about this book is that it follows two women being in love in a setting that, while reminiscent of an olden day-ish time period, is not homophobic at all. Like, there's nothing in the book that makes it seem like anything preventing them from being together has anything to do with them both being women. It seems like there really isn't anything else in the world going on that is queer or that is either queer affirming or queer phobic at all. But there's nothing, that doesn't come up as any reason why either of the two main characters have not told each other how they felt. So that is definitely really awesome that we have kind of an olden day-ish setting that is devoid of any kind of homophobia or anything like that. But I did wish that there was any kind of particular reason why the two girls either didn't think the other felt the same or anything there, because there didn't seem to be any particular reason keeping either of them from telling the other how they felt. And I felt I felt kind of like, well, why haven't they gotten together yet then? Like, there was nothing really there. And so sometimes I kind of appreciate having more of a reason to root for them to be together. So when they finally get together at the end, I'm like, yay, it worked. It all worked out. They got together. But since there was nothing keeping them from each confessing to the other at all, they just had conveniently not said anything to each other yet. That part didn't really work. I kind of wanted some kind of reason, or so that there would be more of a resolution in them getting together. And overall, while our two main characters had a lot of depth to them, they seemed like they each had a pretty complex enough backstory and enough stuff to them. They're each very different from each other too. Sybil likes to go out and do things, whereas Esme is very I want to stay home and do my own thing, and she loves cats. And it's kind of funny too because they get into the first time they get into a dangerous situation where they think they're gonna die, basically, Esme's first thought is, oh, who's gonna take care of my cats? Basically, I can't die here, I have to take care of my cats. And I was like, samesies, I thought that was adorable. But basically, so our two main characters are different enough from each other that they're not super similar, while also we see why they're friends too. They are similar enough in that we can kind of get why they like each other so much. But I wanted more out of the rest of the story. I wanted there to be more depth to the rest of the characters and the setting and the world overall. The villain of the story kind of just wants power, not for any real reason, and we're kind of given a reason why she is the way she is, but it's not really enough to justify why she's even doing any of the stuff that she's doing, that type of thing. So I kind of wanted more depth there. And then, when they go to the realm of the fae, there are a lot of other characters that they meet and everything, but they all kind of don't really, either their motivations aren't really explained, or there's just not as much to them, kind of like there's just a lot that we don't get that I kind of wanted out of the rest of the story. But I did also like how one of Esme's cats stows away with them and winds up in the realm of the Fae with them too, and that I thought was really funny and kind of well done, because even though obviously the cat gets into stuff that makes it kind of difficult for them to achieve what they're doing, you at no point necessarily think, I did not fear for the cat at any particular time, no matter how crazy the conflict got. So that I really appreciated about it. And I thought it was also really funny how, like, practically the first thing that happens when they get to the realm of the Fae is that they kind of end up confronting this like swamp witch type character who tries to eat them, and as soon as she sees the cat, who's just yawning and like blinking his big eyes at her, and she's like, oh my gosh, get that out, get that thing away from me, and like, and so basically they're just like, okay, so apparently people here are afraid of cats, we can use that to our advantage. But it's just so funny that the cat is just not doing anything threatening, he's just like sitting there, and it's just so funny. So yeah, there were a lot of things that I really liked about this book that made it a really fun read, but overall I wanted more out of it. I thought that it had so much potential to be, a bigger and better story a little bit, but I definitely really liked it for what it was. So if you've read this, have any thoughts on it, or if it sparked your interest, feel free to let me know down in the comments, and I will see you very soon with a new video. Bye!